To show you this level of fog behind me as I spin around. Yeah, right over there is a high hoop house, and you can't even see it. That's insane fog. Welcome to Pumpkin Kid Farm. This is Lance here, and we are going to be pruning some trees today. It is March 3rd and unseasonably warm. Part of the orchard, namely the beacon and the Harold red trees. So with my map here, I use an old map because it's nice and big. If we consider this to be the map, and this would be the entrance down here, we've already done these state fairs and these Norland trees. We're going to be directing our focus today over in this part of the orchard, namely the beacons and the Harold red over here, the E's. And then at a later date we'll attack all of our sweet 16s, which tend to be over in this area. So before the wind kicks up, I'm getting my stuff. Got my pen and pencil for notes. Over here I've got pretty much everything I need. My saw, extra battery, M12. I've got my number 2 Falcos, and I've got my pruners and gloves, and I do have a pole saw out in the field, as well as a step ladder to help me get up in the tree. So come along with me today as we go prune some Harold red and beacon.
All those moments lost in time, like tears in rain.
I'm just looking at the tree. Something looks different. We got the guy off to the left who's lilting a little bit more severe than normal. That's going to come down this year. Let's take a look at any new developments here. That's certainly rotten. We'll see. That'll be a lot of firewood. Sauna wood. So here we are at the orchard. I'm not going to dwell on fence damage. I know there'll be some repairs from the winter, but I actually got the gates open. Typically they freeze and we have to crawl in behind these barrels. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're right here, standing right here. We got bird houses here. We have the shack over there, and we did those already, this row already, but we're going to be looking at pretty much the west side of the orchard, namely over here where the beacon and the Herald Red are. In the shed that I've got over here, I had my electric pruners, and they still powered on even after a full winter of just neglect out there. Incidentally, we had high winds here. Clean took the roof off of this structure, and furthermore, something's been living in there and it smells really bad. So that's why I'm reporting from out here. Fairs and Norlands, we severely cut back. It's been a few years since they've been pruned properly, and I mentioned in a previous video that we do a more of an open center, like a chalice structure, and so to let the light in. So these state fairs are being groomed a little bit shorter. Central leaders tend to grow taller, and this chalice shape is more easy to pick and manage. So we did these 15 trees or so. Here's another one that's chalice shaped, and as we look down the row, it does take climbing to get up in there. I didn't get all the suckers, but this is what we're after here, is the chalice shape or the open center. And then beyond there we have two more Norlands and then some young trees in fencing over here. But this was the pile that we generated last week. Along the branches we want horizontal will bear the fruit. Let's see, what do we have here? Can we determine fruit buds? Yeah, we see some fruit buds here. This will be good. Spring is coming, and this will be all nice with buds. Let's see what we have here, if we can focus the camera. We've got some fruit buds there. Oh, as we walk around and analyze, I grab the camera. We would definitely take off like this guy right here and this guy, seeing that they kind of go straight up, and the little guys here, the pruners, will take these guys off. Any of the straight up ones, I don't see damage. Well, I do, spoke too soon. We would of course remove damage. Here is a branch that the whole thing might come off because it's just sick. So we'll go to our first beacon tree, which will be this guy. I'll move my stuff over to here and we'll climb up and start grooming. Had to remove my hat and glasses because the tree makes the catch and fling them off, and I can't, it's a distraction, and so I'd rather have them safe and off of my head. But with the tree that we've got here, I've removed a lot of the sucker small stuff so that I can analyze this particular tree, and I've got some decisions to make here. namely where I've got my glove there. I'm offering to remove that whole branch as well as this guy, and we can circle around and analyze it. But these are parts on the branch that are either going up or let's see, that guy right there, the white, and then the blue. I'm going to remove those upward. And so those three big branches, in general, you don't want to take down more than a third of the tree, and that's going to be pretty hefty. So this is, you can see more of what I'm talking about. This node just will make this branch way too heavy and it grows straight up, so I'm going to sacrifice that. Same up there, I'm going to sacrifice that. And then a different view of that white one, I'm going to spin around, see if you get a better view of that. Okay, once again, the blue, the orange, you can't really see that, but let's get to it. I got apple tree stuff. It's just so snaggy, all these branches. They really grab onto your clothing and stuff. But first tree, I've taken down the branches that I've indicated, and let's take a look. So this tree is more open, definitely. I've taken off, I had marked 3 major limbs. I actually took down 4. I'm going to stop there, but definitely more open on this guy. There could be more work maybe on this branch or definitely on that branch, because one of the things I want to do is open up this lane. See, this whole lane, as you look at the trees, it's going to be kind of shady, and so getting mowers and sunlight and just walkability, those are all considerations. But back to this tree, let's look what came off of it. Here is the tarp. I'll swing around and you can see the 4 major branches. I will do no more than that today per tree. I wanted to talk about, once you take care of the dead and the suckers and the crossing over inwards towards the central part of the tree, and underside branches, branches going straight up, the non-productive tree branches, then you also, once you've shaped the tree, you have to have maybe what I consider the least priority is the crossing over of the other trees. So think of the orchard. And so, for example, I've got these 2 trees, and the one on the right is crossing up into the other tree. I think you can see what I'm talking about. I will look at, when I get to this tree and start working on it, I'll make that judgment call after I see the shape of the tree on the left. But once I've gotten as high as I want to with the ladder in this tree, and I'm collecting branches now. This all is from the second tree. Let's see, I've got the big branch here and then my tarp here, and this is enough for now. I'm done with this tree. Haul it off to the brush pile and we'll chip it in the next few weeks. It's going to be for those blueberries that are beyond the trees there. They want to have all this chipped wood. Well guys, I think I'll call it a day. It's I've been out here for about 5 hours and I've done 6.5 trees, starting with this one and all the way down. I call it a half because that last guy is mostly dead, but it will live one more season before it has to be replaced. So in the spirit of doing that open center look. There's a lot of slashing that has been going on. Look, you can see that it's melting. It's that warm out today. I bet it's near 50 degrees. The snow has gotten all slushy and soft, but we've got a good work on these trees, and a lot more sun has come in to this lane. Tomorrow I'll be doing these Harrow Reds, and there's a lot of suckers on them. I think I lied to you earlier. What I was saying is the strategy for trimming trees. Does one tree violate the space of the other tree? Well, you have to make decisions with that. And then there's one more consideration, and that's me. I have to be able to tend these trees, get in and out. There's a lot of mowing that goes on, and just the mobility around the orchard. My small tractors and trailers need to fit down, so low-hanging branches and just mobility, getting to the areas where I need to for trimming as well as harvest. And if a branch breaks off, then I deal with it then. But that's going to be it for today. I'll be out here tomorrow and deal with these Harrow Reds. Pretty soon, our friends, the eastern bluebirds and the barn swallows, will be populating the various bird houses. I got one over there and all around the perimeter. And so typically we got to clean them out. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and clean that out for them. Oh, it's packed in. They'll want a nice clean area. All right, let's see what we've got. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned out. Let's go ahead and do our feathered friends a favor. They like it cleaned when they start their season and their family. All right. Let's see if anybody's been in this one. It looks like it should be cleaned. Oh yeah. We'll clean that out. That's a nice little nest. Ready for spring though. New family. Okay, you ready? Here we go. All right. Woo! Whoopie-doos on the pond. Woo! This is gonna be fun. Smart. After a day of apple trimming the branches, it's wonderful to sit out in the sauna. It's about 150 degrees in there, and about 80 degrees in the dressing room. So it's nice to just kind of cool off and heat up and cool off. It's March 3rd, and all this snow Might be going away. You know, you gotta take the plunge. So, la la la, la la la. Ah, 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 I don't have a frozen lake, I just have a dirty pond, and so this snowdrift will do, and the nice breeze. You know, it's a full moon tonight, March 3rd. Let's do 30 more seconds. Shavasana. 10 more seconds. Dawned on me that in the sauna is 160. Out here it's about 24 degrees, so that's 140 degrees difference. Out for another plunge, I can handle about 15 minutes before I get into a flop sweat. And so well, I thought I did face up on the last plunge, so now let's do face down. Never did that before. That is bone chilling. I can actually feel that in my artificial knees. You feel your skeleton. It's that cold. Hi guys, I'm just editing the video. Sitting at my computer doing a lot of, I don't know, editing. Thank you again for watching. Shoulders are kind of sore from up and down on the ladder and one arm sawing it and stuff. It is dinner time. You can see I've got the pot pie cooking and the apple wine with a splash of cranberry. I think it's funny how with the pot pie, it never matches the box. Digging it out, it never comes out like that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great March.